When people hear about your data being given or provided to other folks or captured or used in ways that you didn't anticipate, everyone is like, they can't do that. Big tech can't use my information or data without my permission. The reality is, you gave them permission. Most people don't realize this, but it's one of those things you always say, read the fine print. Nobody does. Anytime you use a new application, a new service, a new operating system, or even an app, there's always an agreement. There's always that page, and many of them now, you have to scroll down, like it's really fine print, right? Probably like 10, 15 pages, called a user acceptor license. And you always click accept and confirm. Most people don't even remember doing it. I have a lot of people go, oh, Eric, I never signed those things. You did, trust me. These companies have lawyers and they know how to protect and secure themselves. Nobody reads the fine print, and the unfortunate reality is all that fine print that you're hitting accept, accept, accept basically says that you're consenting to them using your information, using your data, and sending it out. I even notice now a lot of these different sites where you go to try to get free resources and you have to provide your name, email address, and they used to have check boxes to say, I give you permission to send me emails or use my information or use my data. It used to be one of those where you could not check it, it was optional. But I'm finding more and more of these sites, if you don't check it, it won't give you the free resource. So now I basically have this dilemma going, I have to give them permission to use my data, use my information for marketing or third-party purposes, or I don't get the free resource. Step back and think about that. The only way I can get access to this is if I'm giving you permission to use my data, give it to other people, resell it, remarket it, repurpose it. Is that resource really free? Free is probably one of the most dangerous words on the internet. Now, I grew up from New York, and we always talk about the F word or the F-bomb. Right? It's sort of part of the common language. The F word is really bad. We shouldn't be using it. But on the internet, the F word or the F-bomb is different than you think. It's not the word you're thinking of, it's F-R-E-E. Free, free, free. Free is a myth. Now, yes, some things like air or others might technically be free, but anytime you're asking for a resource and they're asking for any data, any information, or anything about you, it is not free, my friends. The question is this: how much are you worth? How much is your identity? How much is your information? How much is your data? I will tell you, I don't care if you have $10 in the bank account or $10 billion in your bank account, you are valuable. Your personal information is valuable. Your name, your email address, your mailing address, your phone number has a ton of value. That's why they're asking for it. If it didn't have value, then it wouldn't ask for that information. So the next time you're going in and you see free, 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 and then right after free, it's like, give us all of your data. Step back and say, is that really worth it? How much value is my information versus what you're going to provide to me? If you're giving me marketing data and I'm giving you all my information, be super careful. Because here's the reality. The more places you put your information, the more likely it is to get compromised. And one of the things I found with the internet, common sense goes out the door. Things we would never, ever do in the real world, we would do on the internet. For example, would you ever go in and print out all your personal information, your name, your address, your email, and your phone number on paper and just randomly post it on sides of buildings or drop it on the street or leave it in different restaurants? No, we would never do that. We would never make copies of our driver's license and go in and just give it to random people. But on the internet, we do that. How many times have you gone in, and I caught myself doing this, where some services or even like with some social media sites, you have to verify and validate your account. They want pictures of your driver's license, front and back. And we just, without thinking about it, take it out, boom, 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 snap, snap, snapshot. If you walked into a restaurant you've never been before, and they went and said, can I take a copy of your driver's license? Be like, nope, no way. No way, we're not going there. But on the internet, if you go to a brand new site or something you've never seen before, and they say, give us your driver's license, sure. Right? We just have to be so careful of recognizing that digital information is real information. And the scary thing about it is, in the real world, if I went in and somebody asked for my driver's license and they looked at it, verified it, and gave it back to me, they probably don't remember it, they don't record it, and the information would be gone. But if you go in and take a digital picture or a digital image of that driver's license and they upload it for verification and validation, they now have that forever. And the question is, where are they storing that? Where are they protecting it? How are they controlling it, monitoring, and keeping your information safe? Every time you give somebody a digital copy, you lose control. And here's the crazy part. They can make more copies and more copies and more copies. Once something lives in a digital world, it can be replicated multiple times over without your knowledge, information, or acceptance. And in many cases, as we've talked about, if you sign the user license agreement, you might be giving them permission to use that information without you realizing it or knowing it. So take better control. If you won't do it in the real world, don't do it in cyberspace. My general rule of thumb is to always go in, and when somebody's asking for any data or any information, take a 10-second break. Just sort of close your eyes, take a deep breath, step back and say, is what I'm going to get on the other side of the rainbow worth all my data and all my information? Is that really worth it? And then wait another minute or two, go do something else and come back going, is this something I really want to do? And I find just by taking those couple of breaks and just regrouping, most of the time you're going to come back and say no. But what they try to do on the internet, and they're brilliant at it, is get you emotionally attached quick. You want this free product, you want this free idea. So they'll go in, and you see these ads all the time. I'm going to give you my free book or my plan for making $5 million free, or the plan to get this or that, whatever it is, absolutely free. I can guarantee you it's not. When you go and click on that link to get access to it, they're going to go, oh, it's free, but we just need to gather some information from you. If they're getting information and data from you, my friends, it is not free. We need to control and monitor it. How many people are you giving your data to? Because here's the reality. Once you give information in a digital form, you can never get it back. So we got to start limiting and controlling who has our data, who's getting our data, when, where, and how.